play Secret Files Tunguska, shall we? And already we can see someone dancing happily inside the hospital thing. Well, the madhouse, as it might also be called. Right, I believe I was saying I was going to play Nina through to the finish before I switch to Max. And I will. If I can. So, to start with,
I wonder why such a small and remote psychiatric hospital needs a doorman, especially since there is no parking available here.
good point.
Good afternoon. I'm looking for the sanatorium under the palms. Am I in the right place?
Good afternoon to you, too. Yes, as far as the name is concerned, you're in the right place.
As far as the name is concerned?
Well, it's the same with institutions as it is with political parties. The name isn't always the main concern.
How come? There are a bunch of palm trees here, aren't there?
Sure, there are palm trees here, but let's leave it at that. I've already said too much. How can I help you?
Oh, come on. What's going on here? What isn't right?
Nothing. I mean everything. Oh, it doesn't matter. What do you want?
That's a shame. I'm looking for a man named Manuel Perez. He's supposedly a patient here.
Ah, yes, could be. I don't know the patients. Go to reception on the left side. I'm sure someone can help you there. And if I can offer you a word of advice, be careful.
What? Why?
Just because. You look like you could use the warning, but be that as it may, I have to go back to my painting. Good luck.
Right. About that.
You paint during your shift?
Yeah, sure. If there's nothing to do, I paint a couple of pictures. Some of them are then hung up in the clinic.
Is there really that little to do?
What do you think? We don't exactly have concerts or events where thousands of people line up the night before. I've been working here for 2 years, and you are, if I haven't miscounted, you are the third visitor.
Oh. What do you usually paint?
Everything, really. Although, if I have to be honest, everything isn't necessarily a lot. At some point, you just run out of ideas when you can only paint from one position. So far, I've painted lots of palm trees, blades of grass, and even butterflies in various positions. I'm starting to get sick of it. I paint extra slow, you know. I used to paint a picture in 30 minutes. Now I take 30 hours, just to postpone the problem of choosing the next subject for the picture.
Well, then I wish you... What should I wish for?
Wish that we have a thunderstorm. Maybe some of the palm trees will fall down, and then I would have something new to paint.
Okay. Then I wish you have a thunderstorm.
Thanks. And if you happen to run across a great idea, then please let me know.
Alright. I'm not sure I can gather up a thunderstorm, but I'm sure I can get him something new to paint at some point. Asylum, yeah, that's the word.
A little while ago, you said that something wasn't right with this institution.
Me? No, I never said that.
But...
The weather is beautiful today, isn't it?
Yes, it's gorgeous. I understand.
Uh,
I'll leave you alone with your muse now.
Thanks. I'm still waiting for the kiss.
From me or from the muse?
Both.
right. I think we have exhausted his possible speeches for now. Let's have a look around. I should really be going in, but let's see what we can see elsewhere on the premises. There are things I might be able to do now. Here there be silence, which is fine. suppose.
Rat-a-too, rat-a-tee. Gone, gone is the balcony. The construction worker probably would be less than enthused if I take his toy away.
Right. However, what is he using it for?
He's just taking a break, completely atypical of a construction worker.
If you say so.
Hello? Are you a member of the staff?
Me? No, heaven forbid. I'm here to repave the courtyard with asphalt. But to do that, I have to remove the old asphalt first. It's terribly hard work in this heat. I can tell you that.
I can imagine. By the way, I'm Nina.
Pleased to meet you. I'm Bernard.
Why is the courtyard being repaved? It still looks good. I've seen streets at home that look much worse.
No idea. You're right, though. It really isn't worthwhile for just a couple of patients. Whatever. I don't really care.
Who hired you?
Some Italian-American, Massimo Gattuso or something like that.
Massimo Gartuzzo?
Yes. He wants the courtyard to be finished in 3 days. It's completely unrealistic.
But you don't know why this courtyard is supposed to be repaved?
No.
Strange. How come someone like Massimo Gartuzzo has the rear yard of a net house in a Cuban hick town surfaced with asphalt?
Good point. I think. Why are you stuttering?
You have a bit of a stutter. Am I correct to assume that it's caused by a childhood trauma? Or did your first girlfriend disappoint you? What tragic story is behind it?
Have you ever worked 10 hours with a jackhammer and then tried to speak halfway normal?
Oh, no, not that I know of.
I thought so. Otherwise, you wouldn't ask a question like that.
I wonder if that is true, actually. I've never used one at all, so I wouldn't really know.
Did you notice anything unusual about the Institute?
What do you mean by unusual? A couple of mentally challenged and a couple of doctors in a narrow room? At some point, it's difficult to differentiate between doctors and patients.
I feel the same way about dog owners. But did you notice anything unusual?
Apart from the fact that one of them is always screaming, screeching, or makes strange noises, truth be told, the Institute scares me a little.
Can you describe it a little more?
I don't know exactly. I just don't like it here. As soon as it gets dark, I make sure that I leave. And there isn't enough money in the world to get me to go in there.
Someone like him admitting just like that he is afraid without having a real reason for it? I should be cautious if I want to continue looking around here.
Also true. Break.
Regarding your break...
Are you gonna deny me my break?
Oh no, of course not.
Good. It's short enough as it is. The old lady will start smoking again soon, and then my work starts again.
What do you mean?
The cook. As soon as I see black coming out of the chimney back there again, I have to go back to work.
Smoke as a signal to get back to work? That somehow seems familiar to me. Don't you have a watch?
Nah, I don't need one. The old lady is accurate down to the last second.
Right. I don't think asking about him will... Oh well.
Do you know a man named Manuel Perez?
Who's that?
One of the people inside.
A patient?
Yes.
No idea. I haven't had any contact with them. It's prohibited by the management.
Right.
Well, then enjoy the rest of your break.
I will.
I guess he will. And as far as I remember, the cook is is never around. So it's up to me, I guess.
So many loudspeakers for such a small inner courtyard?
Stack
A
of
pile
wood.
of wood.
Mine. At least some of it, I guess. Yeah, other things might not be explained at all. Why you do stuff. Otherwise, you might find out from what you're doing, so I'm just going on my memory here
It's full of dirty laundry.
of playing this before. In there would be the kitchen.
The food appears to have been tasty. The flies at least like it.
Yeah. Wait.
Small brass weights.
Well, if it's not nailed down, I'll take him.
A relatively small kitchen. It's obvious this hospital does not have all that many patients. Either that, or they are all on a diet. A relatively small kitchen.
Right. Soup ladle.
A soup ladle.
I'll take it. There is also...
Sausage tongs.
I'll take that as well. Might come in handy at some point to rack.
A bunch of fresh herbs and spices.
Someone would say Nina has one as well. Maybe. That may or may not be true. Depends on what you define it as, I suppose.
All piled pieces of wood like I would have learned in the Girl Scouts, had I joined them.
Right. However, I have nothing to light it with. Onions.
A braided onion rope.
Apparently I have use for an onion.
Actually, I don't need any onions. I managed to get most men to start crying even without them.
I have one anyway. Actually, I don't remember if it... there are some things I actually don't need in this game, believe it or not. Alright, let's go into the Asylum proper, or at least the reception area. I need to go back there, and I believe she will not allow it. Now, she does have a nice rack, maybe. Yeah, looking around.
There is a whole assortment of specialist journals from the Faculty of Definitive Relativity.
Say what?
I'll just take one of them with me. The selection is done according to the proven method of random chance. A magazine with the promising title, let's just say, a rhetoric magazine.
Alright. Glasses.
They must have 4 to 5 diopters. The owner must be as blind as a bat and be bumping into everything at the moment.
Then, guess you don't need them.
The latest record by Toptic is on there. What a cool tune.
I'm sure.
Cute, droll, cozy, and cuddly.
Giant cards.
He makes a curious impression with his teddy bear shirt. I don't know why, but he really scares me.
Really?
Hello. That's a nice house of cards you're building there.
Yeah. And now be quiet or the thing will fall again.
You look pretty determined. Are you getting money for this house of cards?
Money? No, not money. Glory. I'll be like my ancestors and go down in history.
As a house of cards builder?
Yes. Shay started the same way.
Che Guevara?
No. Chevrolet.
Okay, I understand. I'm going.
Okay. I have to hurry anyway before the earthquake starts again.
Earthquake?
Yeah, every afternoon. Just before I finish the tallest house of cards in the world, an earthquake comes and ruins everything again. But this time, I'll make it.
I guess that depends on how long the workers.
Watch out that your house of cards doesn't fall down.
Yeah, make sure you don't bring down my house of cards.
How long the break of the worker outside is. Well, I might as well talk to the nurse then.
No wonder that many men harbor fantasies about nurses.
I guess.
Good afternoon.
Hello?
I'm looking for a man named Perez. Manuel Perez. He's supposed to be a patient here. May I speak with him?
Perez? Yeah, he's here. And who are you?
I am Nina Castro. I think it would be better if I did not tell the whole world my name. As long as I don't know who's behind my father's kidnapping, it's better to be too careful than not enough.
Sorry, you can't come in here without a special permit.
But it's really important.
Important? It's really important for me to keep my job and my health. And naturally, my incomparable good looks. That's what's really important.
I'm not asking you to release him. I just want to talk to him for a second.
Listen up, darling. Now that Mr. Gartuso has the say and Nicole Charleroi was put in charge, we all have to really watch ourselves.
Massimo Gartuso? The American billionaire with a gigantic mobile phone company?
That's the one. And in Cuba, the saying goes, whoever pays decides what's for dinner. Is there anything else I can do for you?
Mysterious phone. Mobile phone owner paying for this. Well, I wouldn't call it pretty. Right. Dancing.
The music sure is loud.
Yeah, great, isn't it? I just got the disc and I've been listening to it non-stop for the last 3 days. It really keeps me going. It even makes it fun to clean. Actually, I wanted to be a dancer, but the market in this region is pretty saturated. So I had to invent a new discipline, rhythmic cleaning. I clean to the exact beat of the music. It also helps fight fatigue. I came up with it a few weeks ago and have been perfecting my technique ever since. We'll see. Maybe if politics doesn't pan out, I can maybe offer a few courses for housewives. I think the demand for it is probably pretty high.
Yeah, I bet it is.
Yeah, I bet it is alright. Politics, really?
You said something about if politics doesn't pan out. You're a politician?
Not yet, and I stress the word yet. There is an election in 2 weeks and I want to run.
As a politician?
Yeah, sure. Anything against it?
No, of course not. So you think you have a good chance?
Yes, I think so. I am staggeringly gorgeous, and I have already, let's just say, convinced 20% of the voters.
Oh,
But I don't want to be just one of many. I want to be the next female mayor. Unfortunately, I still need some more votes for that, but I'll get them. If only I knew how to get them.
oh. You want to jump straight to being the mayor. How modest. What's your election platform?
Platform? No one reads it anyway. The only problem is that I just have 2 weeks and I'm still behind 120 men.
Yeah, that's cutting it close. Maybe you should try getting a platform after all.
Oh, it's much too expensive and no one is interested anyway. I just have to be able to convince more people all at once of my qualifications is all.
You mean...
Yeah, well, do you have a better idea?
I'll think about it. If I think of something, I'll let you know.
I'm not sure if I really want to know how she convinces her voters. But then, you probably guessed it already, so I don't need to say so.
Massimo Cortuzzo has bought himself a mental asylum in a sleepy town in Cuba. Don't you find that a bit strange?
I have my own theories, but I'd rather keep them to myself.
Come on, it could be really important.
Nothing is so important that a person could end up like...
Yes?
Nothing. Don't you think rhythmic cleaning would be a great business concept?
There are so many weird things happening here that I don't know where I should start being astonished. I have the feeling that it has to do with something real big. Unfortunately, my feelings do not tell me what that is.
Whatever her name is.
Are you afraid of your boss?
Me? Why should I?
I just had the impression.
It's misleading. It's definitely misleading.
She does want to talk. All I have to do is tickle her a little bit. The boss isn't even here, so you have nothing to worry about.
Yeah, that's also what Pedro thought, but then...
And then?
Nothing. Leave me alone.
This Nicole Charleroi is pressuring the workers to such a degree that they are almost shitting their pants from fear. I hope I won't have to clash with her on top of everything else. Then I'll leave you to your hip swing again.
I don't... If I'm not mistaken, I have to talk to the gatekeeper again.
Hello, what's your muse up to?
Something that all women do, taking her time.
Right.
The woman in charge. What is she really like?
Miss Charleroi? No idea. I don't have any contact with her. She greets me when she arrives in the morning. I usually don't see her at night because she often stays in the institute until really late.
Any peculiarities?
Like I said, I almost never see her.
Right.
Nurse Sabrina, what do you think of her?
If I would tell you, you would say I was sexist.
Yes, her assets are apparently very apparent. And otherwise?
Otherwise, I unfortunately don't know her very well. Women of her caliber don't mess around with average-looking gatekeepers.
You just have to convince her of your qualities.
And those would be?
Well,
Yeah, thanks for the chat.
Alright.
Could you perhaps paint a portrait of Nurse Sabrina?
Yeah, I guess so. Just a second. I've run out of black. I can't paint without black.
Okay, I'll take care of it. How long do you need?
Probably half a day.
You have 30 minutes.
There's no way. I need at least 3 hours.
Agreed. You have 1 hour.
It's no wonder that contemporary painters have never been able to equal the masters, if the artists are constantly rushed like this. Oh, one more thing. I can barely see Nurse Sabrina from here. She moves so gracefully, but she is also unbelievably fast. If she were to slow down a bit for a while...
I'm going to see if I can at least temporarily control the woman's hyperactivity somewhat. I'll leave you alone with your muse now.
Thanks.
From me...
Both.
Right. Slowing her down should not be this way. I was mistaken. Say what? exactly where I... Oh well. Wait.
The record turns more slowly due to the weight. Still, sounds pretty good.
I'm not sure if it would sound exactly like that, but right. And I also think that this would be the perfect place to cliffhang. So I will. And I will see you all again in the next video. In the meantime, this was your host, the Lazy Gamer, logging off. Bye guys.